One point of dispute in the debate between the creationists and the evolutionists relates to the fossil record. According to the evolutionists, this indicates that the Earth is very old, whereas the creationists, taking their cue from the Bible, put the age of the Earth, think of the age of the Earth in terms of thousands of years rather than billions. And their argument, as far as the fossils are concerned, is that when God created the Earth, He created the Earth with the fossils in it. It's quite a clever argument, actually. You can't really argue against it. But scientifically, it's a completely useless argument. And it shouldn't be brought into the domain of science at all. Spiritually, though, it's got some interest. Not with respect to fossils, though, but with respect to other records of the past, namely, our memories. We have memories which we take to imply past existence. The whole universe is being created not billions of years ago, not thousands of years ago. It's being created right now, in this very moment. All sound, colour, assumptions, hypotheses are created afresh from moment to moment. You might wish to believe it's created in our mind, in our brain. Okay? But the fact is, it's being created from moment to moment, along with our memories. All our memories come into existence from moment to moment. And one of the things about consciousness is it gives us this sense of reality. It gives us this sense of continuity. That continuity is not derived from anything external. It's one of the qualities of consciousness. Do you have a problem with any of this? Well, I hope you do. I hope you feel in your gut that what I'm saying is completely absurd. Because I want you to take a look at that feeling. This is evidence of what's called your samskara. These are the beliefs and the notions which you innately hold. And when they get contradicted, you almost feel violated. Perhaps you do feel violated and want to dismiss anything contradictory to them as absurd, as laughably absurd. This is what we have to look into when we're pursuing self-enquiry. When we're pursuing inquiry, we have to look into those notions which we hold most dearly, which we assume to be the case, because the Yoga Vasistha marches right through these notions. It marches right through to the true nature of consciousness. We hold many of these notions without even thinking about them. We hold on to the notion of a me here, a world out there, a physical body. We take it all as said. How could you possibly contradict that reality? How could you possibly contradict the distinction between waking and dreaming, between real and imaginary, between living and non-living, sentient and non-sentient? How can we possibly say that there is no such thing as motion? These are all the things which our samskara are being challenged. Our samskaras. These are our innate beliefs, our innate tendencies, our inner convictions. And this is what gets touched on in chapter 144. The sage continued, all that exists and all that does not exist are like dream appearances. Such being the truth, what is bondage and who is liberated? The cloud formations in the sky throw up ever-changing forms and patterns. Even so is the world appearance ever-changing. It seems to be stable and unchanging on account of ignorance. This is the sense of continuity which we impose on it. In this infinite space there are countless worlds, even as we have our own world. One man's world is not experienced by another person. The measure and the experience of frogs living in a well, lake and ocean are different from one another. They do not share one another's knowledge. People sleeping in one house have different dreams, in which they experience life in different worlds, as it were. Even so, the people have different worlds in the same space, while some may not have. All this is but the mysterious and efficient work of the infinite consciousness. And this efficient work is what is essentially our samskara. Here's another one. We do not share one another's knowledge. Of course we communicate and so on, but our essential consciousness is untouched. This is my own private world here. There's nobody else in here. This is often taken as a sign of ultimate melancholy, ultimate aloneness. But to understand these things psychologically is to make a big mistake. This consciousness which is rooted here contains everything. It contains everything. How could it possibly be alone? There's no individuality to be alone. The word we want here is unitary. It is one. You know this directly from your own awareness. Nothing can penetrate it. Nobody can read your thoughts. Nobody knows your inner experience. This is consciousness. This is the unitary consciousness. You've got a problem with that? You've got some resistance to that? Well, state your case. Or look at the resistance. Look at how you limit your appreciation of this consciousness. Otherwise, revel in its unitary, infinite nature.